Welcome back to another episode of Tin Shed TV. As it's been a while since we've worked on the Mangnaro, nothing's happened. That would be because I've been waiting on parts. So, as you can see, I'm in an engine bay that has a very clean engine bay, a very polished engine bay. Well, you know OCD is kicked in when you're polishing the metal when no one is gonna see it. It has not a lot going on in it, as whilst we've been off camera. I've been basically cleaning the bay, polishing it up, and doing little bits and pieces, trying to get some wire in there and there. So as well, whilst we've had the engine out, I've been doing a bit of some R&R, so we'll put that away for the moment. You may have guessed what it is. I won't let you know what it is yet. It's still undecided. But yeah, I'm looking at obviously a bigger supercharger because we've pushed the whip way past its efficiency rating, and eventually I'll make a decision and you'll see that rock up in a box sometime. So, but what I also have been looking at is obviously when we do go bigger, what I'm going to do with the alternator, because the alternator is going to get in the way, and it's either going to go down with power steering and we go to like some Astra electric power steering pump, or we put where the aircon is and we look at some electric aircon pump. I also had a little bit of a question of what color I paint those two little corner brackets in the engine bay, and the winner between cast iron and black was black, so we'll shove them back in there shortly. And what else do I have? I've slowly been moving bits across, so we've got the manual pedal box now in the down the floor pan. Little bits and pieces still pulled apart, and you can't see it. Let me see if I can throw some flash on here. There we go. Up underneath you'll see the bracket there for the accelerator pedal. The accelerator pedal still coming in the mail, and along with the new electric throttle body as well. I've also made these cute little brackets for holding ignition coils, and they're gonna go down here. They're painted the same quicksilver color as the car, so hopefully they blend in. But the idea is they sit down there and coils sit down in there like so. Obviously not like that, but much better and neater. And then they'll just go straight across, nice short wire, and have like a little heat shield up over the top of it as well. Those were just made out of some 2mm steel plate. Just basically printed it out on a laser cutter and then bent it up, and there it is. So just to finish off, I'm just going to quickly get in there with a wire wheel, clean that rust up, and make it all look nice and black again. Now I'll just go and mask all that area off and throw some nice gloss black metal cover down there, and it'll all look perfect. And I'll do that tomorrow because it's 10 degrees and paint don't dry at night here. Mask it all up, get in there, use some metal cover, make it all nice and shiny. And there we have it, some lovely black paint. I'm pretty sure I'm going to scratch it when we shove the engine in with the engine mount, but for the moment she's lovely and shiny and black. What I'm also going to have to do is, so I used to run a spacer like another flange, an actual flange between the extractor and the head, and that was allowing this extractor to clear the manual starter motor in the VT when it was in the VT. And as you can see, without the flange, she is right up there rubbing, and yeah, even a direct contact will then take all that heat and then put it into the starter motor cylinder and most likely cook the starter. I don't know if I can run a different manual starter. I don't know if there is another manual type starter that has a solenoid more towards the engine, therefore it won't have this issue. But I can't run the automatic starter because it just the gear teeth will just hit on the flywheel and the cover will hit on the flywheel, so hence why I'm using this one. And one of the reasons why I want to get rid of it is because that was the engine side, so it obviously was never port matched to the head, therefore it was becoming an actual hindrance on exhaust flow out of the head into the cylinder, and obviously catching on all those edges. And then obviously you can see the size of the extractor on the opposite side, but as well the head is about the same, but yeah, we're going to try to get as much free flowing exhaust. I do want better flowing heads, but one day. But at the moment these are doing a good enough job, so I'll have to pull that off, figure out how I'm going to do it. I might just bash it with a hammer to make it clear, because pacemaker only make the same size for the 1 3/4 length headers, but otherwise it'll be some custom extractor for this engine, which I might do in the future, but at the moment these are doing fine. Even what I actually might end up doing, I might just be throwing it back in until we can start that part. But at the moment all monies are going towards other things, so we'll get that back in, and we'll go from there. So I've got to obviously do some stuff on the engine, then from there hopefully going to get some fuel system and wiring done in the car while the engine's out, and that will allow us to bend up some hard line, because I'm going to put some LE hard line in the car, and that will make it look nice and neat. As well, I'll be doing some fuel system up the back, and obviously we've got to run some fat 0 gauge through to the back for the battery, because the battery is now in the boot. So yeah, so that's pretty much what we have time for in this recap of what's up to date. So what's going to be happening next is I'm going to basically do some stuff with the engine, and then I'm going to start the process, because by that I will have all the bits to start putting it all back together, and I'll even be going through a step-by-step wiring. I don't know how many parts it's going to be, but I'll be taking you how to wire in a Elite 2500 in a VT chassis, VT to VY L67 kind of integration collecting harness. But yeah, while we're doing that, so I'll do that. I'll also be doing a bit of some tips and trips about getting it ready. We'll obviously find true top dead center, do a bit of that, and start putting all that mess back in that. Fun. So catch you hopefully in a week's time. But if parts don't arrive, in a fortnight's time. Nothing's better than being stuck in the footwell of a Monaro, trying to take out a frickin' brake pedal. Fun times. And we have some power in a box. And that's gonna go right there. Unfortunately, we have to say goodbye to the Mangnaro dash, but I'm pretty sure I can draw my own Mangnaro dash on the Heltec background. That tasty, tasty. Delicious. There, pretty as a picture. And there's my core. I don't know what one of your weirdest snacks are, but I'm having some pickles with some hot English mustard.